temperature drop. Be ready for frosty mornings and cold blasts. Active western disturbances to trigger extreme conditions. Delhi gets set to brace for its coldest spell ever. Capital chill, top focus. Good evening, viewers. You're watching India Today. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. Over the course of the next 1 hour, we're going to detail the temperature drop that has been predicted over the next 1 week. Nothing to worry about, but once again, we're going to also tell you ways that you can insulate yourself, literally so, as temperatures, especially in the national capital, seemingly to drop to 0 degrees Celsius. Let me take you, before we get to the story, to our top headlines. Urinator Shankar Mishra makes a bizarre claim in court, alleges that the elderly lady passenger peed on herself. Why did Shankar apologize to the passenger then? Home Minister Amit Shah in Kashmir speaks to families of Rajouri attack victims, says will draw 360-degree security plan to thwart terror in the valley.
संपूर्ण 360 डिग्री सुरक्षा का चक्र बनाने का आज सभी एजेंसियों ने भरोसा भी दिलाया है और इस पर चर्चा भी।
Big development in the Delhi hit and drag case. 11 Delhi police personnel who were on duty when Anjali was dragged to death on the 1st January have been suspended. Prime Minister Modi flags off Ganga Vilas cruise liner. The Made in India vessel will set sail over 3,200 kilometers and cover 27 rivers and 50 tourist spots in 51 days. Anger against Tamil Nadu governor spills onto the streets of Chennai. DMK ally protests, demands resignation of R.N. Ravi. High Court takes CEO Motor cognizance over Metro killer pillar clash. Plea against state government and Bengaluru Metro soon. Pro-Kannada groups vandalize Bengaluru's Metro office. All right, viewers, we don't want to sound alarmist and we just want to get our viewers up to speed on the advisory also that has now come from the Met Department. While there has been a respite over the last 2 days in temperatures, they have given Delhiites, especially the NCR region, a respite, but the Met Department has added that from January 14th to January 17th, Delhi will see the next phase of a massive cold wave and will be engulfed in a fresh spell of dense fog. Weather experts also suggest that temperatures could drop to as low as 0 degrees Celsius to -1 degree in the Delhi NCR region. Delhi has received mild rains in this week, following which minimum temperature has risen, recorded at 12 degrees Celsius, which is above the normal. But the IMD has also said that while the maximum temperature last week settled to 20 degrees Celsius, the coming week is going to see a historic low, is what is being predicted. Delhi NCR region, viewers, poised for a 0 degrees Celsius drop. The dense to very dense fog will also continue over the national capital.
So specifically talking about Delhi, the areas in central Delhi like Safdarjung may hit at least up to 0 degrees Celsius, which is still freezing temperatures. But areas in the outskirts of Delhi, like there are few observatories outside of Delhi as well. Even in Gurgaon, if we consider, it can dip as low as -1 degree Celsius. But at the outskirts of the Delhi can see temperature is minus, but the core areas of Delhi will still be seeing 0 to 1 degree Celsius of minimum temperature.
All right, viewers. So this is one expert who suggests that temperatures in Delhi will dip below the 0 degree Celsius. But the Met Department today itself has issued a warning and has detailed very clearly that in the next few days, especially 16th to 18th for the national capital, temperatures will drop. But what I am showing you now, the history of temperature drop where the national capital has been concerned, where Delhi comes into question. Viewers, January 16th, 1935, Delhi saw a drop of -0.6 degrees Celsius. 2006, January 8th, Delhi has recorded a low of 0.2 degrees Celsius. January 1st, 2021, Delhi dropped to a 1.1 degrees Celsius. January 6th, 2013, Delhi dropped to a 1.9 degrees Celsius. So as per this record, viewers, and what is being predicted that the temperatures could in fact go down to 0 degrees Celsius would mean, and we'll show the graphics once again for the benefit of our viewers, will mean that the temperatures will, viewers, go down to 0 degrees Celsius, which will be historic in every sense of the word, because let's take a look. January 16th, 1935 has recorded, at least in recent history, the least temperature in terms of a temperature drop in the national capital. So will Delhi actually touch 0 degrees Celsius? Well, it will be historic if it does so. If you actually look out right now, it doesn't seem so. It is fairly warmer than what has been witnessed at this point of time. But these are the temperatures that have been recorded, the lowest across 70 to 80 years, viewers. And are we moving towards a historic low in the next 1 week? Well, the next week will tell. But I want to cut across, especially in the context of Delhi, to our two reporters who are joining us. It's Lodi today as well. And Tanushri Purandare is joining us from Lodi celebrations there. Lodi is supposed to mark traditionally, culturally, viewers, that tipping point where Delhi, NCR region, Punjab, the northern places are the coldest, and then it's supposed to get warmer. That's not quite happening this time around. It is Lodi today, festivities at the back where Tanushri is standing, but temperatures are set to rise. But I'll give you a dramatic shift in pictures, and which prompts me to ask our viewers and advise them and request them that, don't pack away your warm woolens at this point of time. And if you have extra, please donate, because joining me from Rain Basera is my colleague Anisha. I want to cut across to Anisha Mathur first. Anisha, today is a relatively warmer day. Temperatures have let up, recorded above what is, traditionally seen at this point of time. But the next 1 week, if one can say, would be the massive, capital freeze of sorts, where historic lows of 0 degrees Celsius expected.
Well, yes, Preeti, we've seen the prediction from the Met Department, from the IMD, that Delhi, Punjab, Haryana and North India is going to see a cold wave again for the next several days. And I'm at the Rain Basera, the night shelter run by the Delhi Dusib, right next to the Gurdwara Bangla Sahib here. And today, of course, being the day of Lodi, Uttarayan is what we call it in Indian culture, in Hindu culture. What it is the marking of the day when the sun will start to head towards the northern hemisphere once again, and the days are supposed to get slightly less cold from today onwards. But here at the night shelter, you can see this is a shelter which has these temporary tents as well as permanent shelters. It has facilities for almost 400 people to live in, and interestingly enough, it is also celebrating Lodi for the children who live here at the shelter today. The Lodi arrangements have been made here in the middle of this shelter. But I will speak to some of the people who live here, because we can see there are kambals here. The caretakers here have been telling us that there are 2 kambals per bed that are given here. And I'm going to ask my cameraman Raja to come in and show you that there are kambals in this place. There are people who are staying here, who have been staying here for long periods of time. But you can see very clearly the children, the most vulnerable sections of our city, they are the ones we need to watch out for. And most of the kids here do not seem to be wearing socks. There doesn't seem to be adequate woolens available to these kids. But let us also speak to some of the people here. Didi, आप लोग कितने दिन से रह रहे हो यहाँ पे?
यहाँ में मैं 1 साल होने वाला है।
यहाँ पे आप लोग को कंबल वगैरह है? अभी बहुत ज्यादा सर्दी जैसे हो गई है, तो कुछ कंबल गर्मी का इंतजाम कुछ है कि नहीं?
कंबल का तो इंतजाम हो रखा है मैडम, मतलब खुद ही से लाए, किसी ने दिए नहीं है।
सरकार रैन बसेरे से नहीं मिले आपको?
बसेरे से कोई नहीं मिले हैं कंबल,
बसेरे से नहीं मिले कंबल।
रैन बसेरे से नहीं मिले।
दोनों आपके बच्चे, तो बच्चों के लिए कुछ इंतजाम है यहाँ पे खाने का?
खाने पीने के लिए मतलब सेंटर वगैरह चलता है ना, तो वो होता है, मतलब बच्चे जैसे अंदर जाते हैं ना तो खाना पीना आ जाता है। जैसे मतलब ना सुबह
अभी जैसे बार पिछले हफ्ते भी बहुत सर्दी रही, अब भी अगले कुछ दिन बहुत सर्दी होने का प्रेडिक्शन है, तो आप लोग के लिए क्या अरेंजमेंट रहता है यहाँ पे बसेरे में?
कुछ नहीं मैडम, हम खुद ही कब मतलब लकड़ उकड़ लेके आते हैं। 8 बजे के बाद काम धंधे के लिए जाते तो वहाँ पुलिस वाले नहीं करने देते हैं। सीपी में, राजीव चौक सीपी में जाते हैं।
तो यहाँ पे अभी ये जो कंबल वगैरह डले हुए हैं, ये आप लोग लेकर आप लोग?
हमने खुद ही ला रखे हैं मैम, खरीद के।
ये तो बच्चे की तबीयत खराब हो रही है।
So you can see here, Preeti, there are kambals, there are arrangements. The caretakers have been telling us that they give 2 kambals per bed here. But here, most of the people here are saying that they have to also buy their own kambals. They get kambals from NGOs and kind persons who give them those facilities. And you can see here, and outside almost every tent, you'll see this kind of arrangement. Small chulhas being set up where they are making their food. दीदी, यहाँ पे आप जैसे रैन बसेरे में रह रहे हो, ये ठंड बढ़ती चली जा रही है, आप लोगों को कुछ कंबल वंबल मिला है कि नहीं?
हमको अभी तक कोई कंबल नहीं मिला।
तो ये यहाँ पे जब आप आते हो रात को रहने, तो कंबल नहीं देते रहने के लिए?
खाली बेड दिए।
So you can see, Preeti, what the people are saying here.
खाने के लिए वो वाले कंबल दीदी देते हैं, आपको दिखाते हैं।
So you can see here, Preeti, people are saying that some things are given, some things they have to arrange for themselves. But with the cold wave coming in, Delhiites must be aware of the needs of the most vulnerable section. Back to you.
Anisha, appreciate you joining us there. And once again, Anisha, and I will urge all our viewers, don't pack away your woolens. You have extra or you have the capacity, donate, donate, donate. We just gave you the information on where you can actually donate your clothes, warm clothing, blankets, anything that you'd want to donate at this point of time where you think that the poor, especially in Rand Baseras, will be able to tide through the winter better. Through the course of this bulletin, we're going to continue showing you the various places, the numbers, flashing the numbers where you can actually call them and donate warm clothing or blankets. Anisha, appreciate you joining us. And, you know, I want to cut across to Tejshri Purandare, and it's ironic and quite Machiavellian to do it, because at one end you have the picture of the poor in a Rand Basera, and I can hear the drums beating right behind Tanushri Purandare, and that's the picture of Delhi viewers, split right down the middle. At one end you have Delhi celebrating Lodi, even standing at the cusp of another cold wave. And it is a festival, while on the other you just saw that report from Anisha where you saw the poor trying their best to tide over what is predicted to be a harsh week ahead. Tejashri, are people ready to brace a really cold spell? Usually Lodi is that tipping point where they say the cold is the maximum on that day and then it starts tapering off. Well, opposite has been predicted this time around.
Of course, see the celebration, the winters is not affecting the celebration as because
all right, we seem to be having a bit of a problem once again. Can we try and connect to Tejashri Purandare once again? if we can get Tejashri Purandare. There seems to be a problem with her link. We're going to try and reconnect. But viewers, as I was just telling you, these are the two faces of the national capital. At one end, you have those struggling to make ends meet in the bitter, harsh winters of Delhi, looking ahead at a terrible, terrible week. On the other, Lodi celebrations. We're going to come back to Tejashri there. We're going to just try and connect her video link. But so this is the picture of Delhi, viewers. Delhi bracing for possibly what is going to be a historic dip. But what is it looking where the north of India is concerned? Here's more.
Frozen in the tracks, blanketed by smog. Some sheltered, many out in the cold.
जी यहीं सोया रात भर, तो मेरा घर वर तो है नहीं, मैं मेरा जो आवास निकला था वो भी टूट गया है घर, तो यहीं सोता हूँ।
सर हम लोग को तो बहुत परेशानी हो रही है, ऐसे लेन बसरा में भी जगह नहीं है।
From the mountains, the plains, to the deserts, North India shivers in the January cold snap. The spell forecast to stay till the 20th of this month across Himachal, Punjab, Haryana, UP and Madhya Pradesh. Minimum temperature in Delhi and its neighborhoods may touch 3 to 4 degrees Celsius once again. And some areas of Rajasthan might go through sub-zero conditions.
नीचे बोरी बिछा लेते हैं, ऊपर से फटे पुराने कंबल ओढ़ लेते हैं, पटरी में पड़े हैं, हाथ सेक लेते हैं जब ज़्यादा ठंड लगती है तो।
4-4 कपड़े 5 पहनने पड़ते हैं, बस जूते चप्पल जुराब सब डबल जुराब पहननी पड़ती है।
कमर अम्बर ओढ़ आँच भरा लेते हैं, एक्सीडेंट होएगा, चोट लगी वहीं है भैया।
But here's something to marvel at the magical mechanics of Mother Nature. Farmers in major wheat-producing states like Punjab, Haryana and parts of Uttar Pradesh expect a bumper harvest. A year ago, agriculture output overall declined from a severe heat wave in March and a patchy monsoon later. The present weather considered ideal for the standing crops like wheat and mustard.
जो फर्स्ट फोर्टनाइट दिसंबर की थी, इसमें जो टेम्परेचर है वो काफ़ी जो नॉर्मल से ज़्यादा चल रहे थे, लेकिन जैसे ही जो टेम्परेचर में गिरावट आई तो इसमें जितने भी जो वीट क्रॉप के लिए एक चिलिंग आर की ज़रूरत होती है और वो काफ़ी फुलफिल है, जिसमें जो अपने किसानों को काफ़ी लाभ होगा।
A mixed blessing to the region, a bane for the homeless, a windfall for the farmers. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, I just want to now take you through on what has been predicted for the north of India, northern plains. The next 1 week, starting the 15th, viewers, is supposed to be crucial in an unprecedented prediction when it comes down to a dip in temperatures. And this is what it looks like. Here, you can see we've broken it down, tracking the cold wave. Delhi predicted to record a historic low of 0 degrees Celsius, but the northern plains as such, some of them predicted to go down to -degrees Celsius as well. But this is what it's looking like right now. But I'll get you the visuals that have been streaming live from across India, the northern plains there. What you see on your television screen is 6 images coming in of fresh snow this morning. Kupwara, Kashmir, Srinagar, Joshimath, Kullu and Manali all snowed in, and over the next week headed for -degrees Celsius. Connecting to my colleague Manjeet Sehgal, who is en route to Manali, a lot of roads are snowed in. It's making life very, very difficult to actually reach Manjeet. I want to cut to Manjeet Sehgal. Manjeet, Manali, Kullu and other areas in Himachal headed for -degrees Celsius, -4, -3 degrees Celsius predicted over the next 1 week.
Yes, indeed, Priti, life has been thrown out of gear after the fresh spell of snowfall in various parts of the state. Besides the tribal areas, the popular tourist destinations like Shimla and Manali, besides Dharamshala, have received fresh spell of snowfall. The temperature has fell beyond expectations. In Manali, the present temperature is 0.4 degrees Celsius. In Shimla, the state capital, the temperature is hovering around 1 degree Celsius. In many areas, the temperature has fell below 0 degrees, and the lakes have started freezing. Nearly 200 roads have been closed for traffic due to heavy snowfall in tribal areas. 3 national highways have also been closed due to heavy snowfall. Electric wires have been snapped at various places, and water pipes have also frozen. The state government has also set up a control room in Shimla to keep an eye on the normal services. All the district administration and the officers have been asked to maintain the regular supplies of the food and ration in the tribal areas, besides maintaining the regular supply of the electricity, besides other amenities. As far as the tourist flow is concerned, Preeti, this fresh spell of snowfall has in fact revived the tourism in Himachal Pradesh. The hotel occupancy had fell up to 40% after the New Year Eve. Now the hoteliers are expecting that the footfall will increase and the hotel occupancy will rise up to 60%. Remember, after the news reached to the tourists, they have started flocking Shimla and Manali in large numbers. Preeti.
All right, Manjeet, en route to Manali. The temperature, Manjeet, very quickly, I'll ask you again. For the benefit of our viewers, where Himachal is concerned, where Chandigarh is concerned, Punjab is concerned, what is the next week prediction? How low can the temperatures dip there?
Well, Preeti, the Met Department has predicted that Himachal Pradesh will be experiencing scattered rainfall and snow at various places. Temperature is likely to go deep down, will drop further. As far as today's temperature in Manali is concerned, which received 4 centimeters of snowfall. The temperature is 0.4 degrees Celsius, and in the state capital it is 1 degree Celsius. And at various places like the Narkanda in Shimla, the Kalpa and the Kelang in tribal areas, the temperature has dropped as low as between 6 to 6 degrees. And in various places it is likely to drop further, as the Met Department has predicted fresh spell of snowfall within 2 to 3 days. Preeti.
Manjeet, thank you for joining us, and safe journey to Manali. Lots of roads are blocked, we understand, because of the snowfall. My colleague Manjeet endeavoring to reach Manali and file a report from there. Heavy snowfall predicted over the next 1 week as well. But what's interesting, viewers, right now the temperature in Manali is 0.6 degrees Celsius. In Delhi over the next week, it's predicted to be 0 degrees Celsius. So will Delhi be actually colder than what Manali is today with all that snowfall? Well, we don't quite know, but these are just predictions, but maybe to take them with a pinch of salt. But, you know, today is also Lohri. So happy Lohri to all our viewers. We quickly cut across to visuals of Lohri celebrations across the country. It's not such a cold day today. And like I've been pointing out, Lohri is the tipping point where after Lohri, temperatures traditionally are set to come down, but not this time around. Cutting across to Delhi. Joining us is Tejashri Purandare. Very happy Lohri to you, Tejashri. How is Delhi celebrating Lohri, and are they actually getting all set to face a cold wave instead of what is traditionally seen as to pack up your woolens?
It seems like the cold wave and the dipping temperature is not affecting the people of Delhi NCR during their celebration. It also celebrates because after this she arrives.
All right, there seems to be a big problem with Tejashri's video link. We're going to try and connect it. It seems to be freezing over technically every time we cut across to her. But let's try and get through to Navjot. Navjot is joining us from Chandigarh, and we're going to go across to both of them. I want to quickly cut into a break, and hopefully we'll have our production unfreeze then.
You are watching India Today.
It's 2023, and India remains the sole shining star in the global economy. So what lies ahead as the Modi government prepares its last full budget before the 2024 general elections? Join the biggest names in business journalism, decoding the jargon with the biggest newsmakers. From the most credible, in-depth analysis of Budget 2023, tune in for Modinomics 2023 through the month. Only on India Today and Business Today Television, gold standard of business journalism.
Luthra, do you believe that we need to relook at the basic structure doctrine, that that Parliament is sovereign, as Jagdeep Dhankar says, and therefore the basic structure doctrine needs to be reviewed, relooked at?
I think I would put it another way. Fundamental rights chapter is part of the basic structure. Amongst others, would you or I want the fundamental rights chapter to be diluted? The answer is obviously no. So let's understand one thing, and this is a matter of some concern. The Vice President, an erudite lawyer of his time, like all other constitutional authorities, took an oath to uphold the Constitution and the laws. The law declared by the Supreme Court in the Keshwananda Bharati case is the law of the land, which every authority has to uphold. The Constitution recognizes that there is separation of powers. The role of the courts is to ensure that executive and legislative power is reviewed. That's the power of judicial review, and kept in check. And part of the checks is that there should be no breach of the basic structure, as pronounced in the Keshwananda Bharati case. Having said that, we must not forget that the basic structure has helped us in times of crisis in ensuring that the Constitution is not revoked. Otherwise, I mean, if the basic structure didn't exist, you'd come along and, like some of our neighboring countries, the Constitution would be revoked on a regular basis. That is the whole purpose of this doctrine. I must also add that in our democracy, when we gave ourselves this Constitution, the Constitution provided separate roles for the legislature, for the executive, and for the judiciary. Those roles are cast under the Constitution. And today, to question that, to question the basic structure, is really questioning the basis on which this republic was founded. A lot of thought went into giving ourselves this Constitution, and it is unfortunate that this is now being questioned by no less than authority than the Vice President himself, as I said.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Shweta, as we play out those pictures today of Joshimath, the fears are rising that this is now spreading well beyond to other towns in the Himalayan region, which have also developed cracks. What is your sense of the road ahead? What do you now believe needs to be done on an emergency basis?
Well, currently, of course, there's crisis management, and the state government will have to gear itself up to manage this huge human tragedy that is unfolding. It's a big question, how many people will be affected, what will be the compensation. Also, the big question is where will they be resettled, because it isn't as if the Himalayas has such, you have plains, lands in the plains where people can just be settled. So it's huge issue in front, huge human issue in front, and I'm sure the state government, state governments are normally good at crisis planning, Rajdeep, so I'm sure they're going to get their act together. What concerns me more is what does this tragedy really tell us about planning in the Himalayas? And will it be the real wake-up call that will make us change? Or will it be one more such? 2 years ago, we had the Rishi Ganga episode. Again, we forgot about it, business as usual. A few years ago, we had flash floods in Chamoli. And we really just don't seem to realize that people need to plan differently for a fragile region like the Himalayas and not make this into an unnecessary and a false narrative of environment versus development.
Being kind doesn't cost a thing, and these chaat and chai vendors in Raipur are here to prove it. With a meager monthly earning from the shop, barely enough to fill own bellies, they help specially abled people by funding their weddings. For Ram Sahu, the idea stemmed from being raised by a challenged mother.
जो विकलांग होते हैं उनके बहुत कम लोग सुनते हैं, जिससे दर दर की ठोकरें खाना पड़ता है। तो जब हम बड़े हुए धीरे धीरे करके, तो जब कुछ काम धाम किए तो अपने को लगा कि थोड़ा सा महसूस तो करें कि भाई माँ तो जो बताई वो बताई, लेकिन खुद तो महसूस करें। अब उनको शादी ब्याह, भाई जाहिर सी बात है, मनुष्य तन पाए हैं तो उनको भी एक जीवन साथी की आवश्यकता है।
This initiative that began in 2013 has more than 100 beneficiaries across Chhattisgarh. Bharti and Bhoj Raj Sahu are one such couple who now contribute to this cause.
मैं और मेरे पति मिलकर हर एक छोटे चीज़ को हर दिव्यांग भाई बहन को पहुंचाने की कोशिश करूंगी। जितने भी मेरे आवाज़ को सुन रहे होंगे भाई बहन या शासन, उन सबको मैं अनुरोध करूंगी कि हमारे दिव्यांग साथियों को जितना हो सके शासन का भरपूर लाभ दे और उन सब का आर्थिक स्थिति को सुधारने की अनुरोध करूंगी।
The act of kindness, where the givers and takers both are from economic weaker sections, is not an easy task for them. From looking after their own needs to helping people out there, this inspiring story has certainly taught all of us that if you can be anything, choose to be kind. Bureau Report, India Today.
At Hyundai, we are going beyond mobility.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching India Today and our 1 hour special where we are tracking the cold wave as it inches into or sweeps through the north of India, especially the plains. Delhi all set for 0 degrees Celsius, snowfall in various hill states. I want to now cut across to my colleague Navjot, who's joining us for Chandigarh. Chandigarh is standing possibly at a prediction of a 0 degrees Celsius as well. And what you see in Chandigarh are Lodi celebrations, at least for today. Usually, Navjot, people pack their woolens at Lodi and say that ke ab to thand kam hone wali hai. But Chandigarh celebrating Lodi in full flow. It reminds me of my mother used to say, Sundar Mundri hoye.
तेरा कौन बेचारा दूल्हा पट्टी वाला. Yes, but Preeti, let me tell you, like in the morning we were in Delhi, but now we are here in Chandigarh. But if you ask me about the temperature, but yes, Chandigarh is much better than Delhi, because when we started from Delhi, we dressed up in layers, but now I'm just wearing one jacket. So here I am celebrating Lohri festival with the cultural minister. Anmol Gaganman, let me speak to her. She's actually busy with her family. Let me speak to her and let us wish her a happy Lohri from our India Today group. Hello ma'am, happy Lohri. You're at India Today.
Thank you so much.
How do you feel today?
साਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਲੋਹੜੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ ਤੇ
कैसा लग रहा है? आप लोगों की भी पहली लोहड़ी है?
जी एक्चुअली मेरे 2 भतीजी हैं, तेजवीर और ताजवीर. तेगवीर और ताजवीर, उनकी हम लोहड़ी मना रहे हैं. बेटियों की लोहड़ी का पंजाब में बहुत ट्रेंड है. तो डेफिनेटली लड़की जब पैदा हो तो बाद में तो सब एक्सेप्ट कर लेते हैं, लेकिन पैदा होने टाइम खुशी मनानी चाहिए.
देखिए, ये एक बड़ी अच्छी सोच है जो पिछले दिनों काफ़ी चेंज हुई है. जो हमने देखा है मैम कि पहले बेटों की लोहड़ी, परंपरा ये चलती थी कि बेटों की लोहड़ी है, लेकिन अब पिछले कुछ समय से बेटियों की लोहड़ी, और स्पेशली आप लोग इसका इनिशिएटिव भी ले रहे हैं.
जी डेफिनेटली. देखिए, औरतें ही समाज को चलाती हैं. बच्चे को संस्कार कैसे देना है, कैसा नागरिक देश को देना है, ये सब औरत के हाथ में है. और स्पेशली ये बड़ी एक बात मायने रखती है कि औरतों को जब बेटी पैदा हो तो ज़्यादा शोक औरत मनाती है घर में. ये नहीं होना चाहिए. डेफिनेटली हमें औरतों की भी सोच बदलनी पड़ेगी सभी को. और औरत घर की रानी होती है और हमेशा से सभी जगह
तो रूल कर रही है मिनिस्ट्री में.
नहीं, बिल्कुल हम लोग एफर्ट्स कर रहे हैं, मेहनत कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जो हाउस वाइफ्स भी हैं ना, वो भी, उनका भी बहुत बड़ा काम होता है घर में बच्चों को संस्कार देना. अगर बेटी पैदा हुई है तो ये समझो कि आगे इसने कैसे अच्छे संस्कार देकर उसको बड़ा करो, ताकि समाज में अच्छे नागरिक को, वो आगे उनकी जनरेशन बढ़ानी हो तो अच्छे नागरिक को पैदा करे.
So traditional Lohri Punjabi song from you before we go back.
We are celebrating daughters Lohri. I think let me go to Anmol Gagan only. हमारे स्टूडियो से डिमांड आ रही है. हमारी एंकर है प्रीति चौधरी, वो चाह रही हैं कि एक लोहड़ी का गाना अगर आप हमें सुना दें.
थैंक यू. देखिए, मेरी छोटा सा फंक्शन किया हम लोगों ने, बहुत टाइम हो गया था. और ताजवीर की जो मेरी छोटी भतीजी है, उसका पहली लोहड़ी है ये. और मैंने एक रेडियो पे गाना गाया था, काफ़ी वो वायरल हुआ और हर घर में उसकी वीडियो बनी. उसकी मैं चंद लाइनें आपको सुनाती हूँ कि अगर बेटा है तो बेटी भी होनी चाहिए. हो वीर नाल भैण भी होवे, सोहणे लगदे ने दोवें, सोहणे लगदे ने दोवें. अज कल कोई फर्क नहीं करदा, दाता सानू देवें दोवें, दाता सानू देवें दोवें. सोहणी ये रस्म चलाई, सोहणी ये रस्म चलाई, कुड़ियां दी लोहड़ी आई, कुड़ियां दी लोहड़ी आई. हो पूरे देशवासियों को, पंजाब को लोहड़ी ਦੀਆਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਮੁਬਾਰਕਾਂ ਜੀ. ਤੇ ਬੜਾ ਇਹ ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਭਰਿਆ ਤਿਉਹਾਰ ਹੈ ਐਂਡ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਲਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਇਹਦੀ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਸ ਹੈ.
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ. ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ.
Navjot, a very happy Lohri to you also. A very, very happy Lohri to you. My colleague Navjot there reporting from Chandigarh, celebrating Lohri, and she says it's much better. It's not as cold as Delhi that is in Chandigarh. I can hear the dolls beating at the back where Navjot is standing. But it's not just Lohri, viewers. Tomorrow, all poised for Makar Sankranti as well. Let's take you to the very latest coming in from the ghats of Ganga as well. India set to celebrate Makar Sankranti on Sunday, January 15. Some celebrating tomorrow as well. Hundreds of devotees expected to take the holy dip in the river Ganga, even though temperatures are to plummet as predicted by the Met Department. A cold wave predicted, dense fog predicted in Uttar Pradesh as well. Shweta Jha joins me from Prayagraj. Quickly cutting across to her. Shweta, a huge slew of devotees are expected tomorrow and on Sunday especially to take the snan on Makar Sankranti, even though predictions are sub-zero temperatures.
Preeti, at present I can say that with a 19-degree temperature, I am feeling much relieved here after coming from Delhi. So I'm feeling much relieved here. So at present, if we talk about Prayagraj, which is also called as Sangam Nagari. So right now I'm here at the Sangam Nagari, and lakhs of devotees are preparing for Makar Sankranti tomorrow as Magh Mela is going on, which is an annual Hindu ritual held on the banks of Sangam, which is Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati in Prayagraj. I must tell you that it is also called as Mini Kumbh Mela, as is held in North India in the month of Magh as per the traditional Hindu calendar. Although the entries of this fair is free, and a large number of devotees arrive here to take a dip in the holy water of the Sangam. It is to be noted that Magh Mela is not confined to the month of Magh, and the important bathing dates are spread over a period of 45 days. In 45 days, especially Kalpwas, people do Kalpwas here. It is believed that these days are equal to the total number of years in the 4 yugas, which is Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapar and Kal Yug. So according to the Purans, the month of Magh has a deep connection with the Magh, which is also called Krishna's home. So here what I can see that administration is taking care of everything. They are very particular about the COVID norms and all. And a tent city is here. Almost lakhs of people are staying here for 45 days. They are doing Kalpwas here, which is a very difficult practice which they do. They eat only once a day, and they have to take dip in the holy Ganga and Sangam, especially Triveni, for 3 times a day. So it is very difficult, but people are looking for Makar Sankranti. Tomorrow is Makar Sankranti because it is coming from because of the confusion in the time and all. So 2 days people are celebrating Makar Sankranti, that is Saturday and Sunday, like tomorrow and day after tomorrow. And that's why people will be around 50 lakhs of people will be coming over here and taking holy dip in the Sangam.
Well, Shweta, I'm glad you're at 19 degrees Celsius because Delhi is poised for much lower in the next coming week. Happy Makar Sankranti, and I want to cut across to West Bengal at the Ganga Ghat. Surya Agni is joining us from there. Surya, you know, it's very, very cold back here in Delhi and in the northern plains, but festivities peaking at the Ganga Ghat in West Bengal. You, of course, are in Kolkata where, you know, the temperatures haven't dipped much, but I would reckon for West Bengal, it's still a low.
Well, Preeti, you know, if I am to be believed, I feel that at 24 degrees Celsius right now, this is the best temperature one can, you know, ask for, especially during festivities of Lori, Makar Sankranti, and, you know, to be with one's family and all. And as you rightly said, that, you know, West Bengal, Calcutta did see a dip. We went till 12. But it was back to around 20 since the beginning of this particular week. Certain parts of Purulia and Asansol did see the dip, you know, going down till, you know, 4, 5. But that was also for a very, very short while, not as much as, you know, like northern side of India has seen winters. But we did have a very short but a very crazy one for West Bengal standards or Kolkata standards, because the mean temperature over here is something around 30. So when it goes down to 15 or 14 at night, believe me, you know, it feels way colder than you guys feel in Delhi and all our, you know, viewers feel in Delhi. But thankfully, it's a beautiful weather right now. And as you were saying that, you know, hundreds of people will take a dip at the Ganga over here as well tomorrow morning for Makar Sankranti. And generally, it's supposed
Surya
to
Agni, when you said it dips to 13 degrees Celsius and it feels very cold, the camera hadn't cut to me. You didn't see me roll my eyes because we are actually looking at a 0 degrees Celsius next week. I want to go across to our other story, but before we do that, Surya Agni, can you get your camera to just pan about and get us the visuals from the Ganga Ghat once?
I'll just show you the crowd over here. I'll just move and I'll show you the, you know, this is where the pilgrims are staying. These makeshift tents and all are made. A lot of, you know, sadhus, pilgrims, and a lot of people from Jharkhand, Bihar, even from the eastern part of the country. They come over here. The Ganges is just, you know, across this particular lane. And tomorrow morning, all of these people will be, you know, they will take the dip when the sun rises.
All right, okay. Surya, appreciate you joining us. Well, you seem to be in the warmest of climes, if one would say. Thank you there, and a very happy Makar Sankranti to you as well. Because what is it that has led to a clear shift in weather patterns? Usually, at least where north of India is concerned, December, January were the coldest months, traditionally speaking. Suddenly, there seems to be a shift right now, but it's not just India or the north of India alone. It's the entire world. And the reason is very simple. That's global warming. Here's more. Traditional, cultural and meteorological wisdom suggests that in North India, by the middle of January, the worst of the winter is over. But what is and has been reported in the recent past is contrarian to all sorts of popular wisdom when it comes to traditional weather patterns. In North India, the weather prediction is bone chilling for the next week. While most might have thought it was time to pack up the heavy villains, however, sub-zero temperatures are being predicted for the national capital and NCR region. While in plains of Rajasthan and Haryana, temperatures predicted to drop to -3 to -4 degrees Celsius.
So specifically talking about Delhi, the areas in central Delhi like Safdarjung may hit at least up to 0 degrees Celsius, which is still freezing temperatures. But areas in the outskirts of Delhi, like there are few observatories outside of Delhi as well, even in Gurgaon, we consider it can dip as low as -1 degree Celsius. But at the outskirts of the Delhi can see temperature is minus, but the core areas of Delhi will still be seeing 0 to 1 degree Celsius of minimum temperature.
There seems to be a shift in weather patterns in terms of which month were considered colder. North India saw a milder December, which was traditionally supposed to be colder than what has been subsequently recorded in the last 2 seasons. February, which is usually considered spring, now sees a much colder spell. Incidentally, it's not just India that a harsh winter has set in late. Europe, which usually sees heavy snowfall in early January, saw an unusually warm New Year, with many ski resorts shut due to no snow. The real blast of the winter is only expected Jan 18th onwards, where temperatures are expected to suddenly drop below seasonal norms. The hard cold truth is global warming leading to climate change may be altering atmospheric patterns and pushing harsh extreme outbreaks. And it's no longer just armchair conversation. It's happening and we are living it. While North India might witness its worst winter and cold waves in decades, in 2022, Europe, America, Canada witnessed its worst heat wave in decades. France, Switzerland, London, Spain recorded in recent history their highest temperatures in the summer of 2022. Record-setting heat, record-setting cold, record-setting rain. Welcome to the not-so-subtle climate-changed world. Bureau Report, India Today. I want to cut across to Vineet Kumar Singh, research scientist, Typhoon Research Center, Jeju University, South Korea. He's joining us to get us an understanding on the kind of weather patterns that at least India is witnessing. Mr. Kumar, one quick question. Why is India seeing a shift clearly in weather patterns? It would be a very simple question, because if you look at it, how entire world, especially the kind of weather patterns that have been recorded in the recent past, the heat wave in Europe in 2022, or even now, where most European destinations would have been snowed in. Even Europe is seeing a later winter than what at the time of usually when it sets in.
Yeah, so this unusual pattern, especially you're talking about Europe, so this is happening because of the changes in the wind pattern. So there is a jet stream which governs the temperature fluctuations across the globe. So this jet stream is a very fast moving air in the upper atmosphere. So when this very fast moving air, it changes its path, it leads to perturbations in the temperature. Some places record very low temperature if the jet stream, if this air moves slightly to the lower latitudes, and if this jet stream further moves northward, then the other places record very high temperature. So for Europe, there is a very high pressure over that area. The wind directions were not favorable for the low temperatures, due to which that place didn't record any snow in the month of December. And in the America, opposite happened. The jet stream dipped more southward of its normal position, leading to a more cold air coming from north to south. From Arctic area, very cold air came to US area, leading to a drop
Mr.
in
Singh,
temperature.
can you also somewhere down the line correlate to what's happening right now in the northern Indian plains? Because at this point of time, usually, traditionally, meteorologically, we've seen, that temperature should now start coming down. But we are seeing, again, standing at the cusp of a predicted historic cold wave over the next 10 days.
Yes, so currently there is a western disturbance which was moving eastward. So this western disturbance is like a rain originating system. So this western disturbance, it is currently giving rain over Himachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, Uttarakhand. So as this western disturbance pass away tomorrow, so this will lead to a cold northwesterly winds which will reach Delhi NCR by tomorrow. As a result, temperature will start falling. Also, there is a moisture is present in the atmosphere because of this western disturbance. Some area received some light rain in the last 24 to 48 hours. So a lot of moisture is there, which will lead to a dense fog conditions in the next 72 hours in Delhi NCR, as IMD also forecasted. So so this temperature will continue to fall in next 3 days, and Delhi NCR may see a low of around 1 to 2 degrees Celsius by 16 Jan.
You're saying, is it a possibility, Mr. Singh, that Delhi NCR region could actually go down to a 0 degree Celsius, or is it just being alarmist?
That is very rare, because currently the models which IMD models and every other model, they are showing a minimum of around 1 to 2 degree for Delhi NCR. Isolated places in outskirts of Delhi, like towards Haryana, like Rohtak and all, they can see around 0. But for Delhi, 0 is highly unlikely. It can be
to 1 degree Celsius. So you would hedge your bets to about 1 degree Celsius is what is going to be the NCR Delhi temperature.
Yeah. Also, this is not for entire Delhi. Like if you take the average can be around 3 to 4 degrees Celsius. But isolated places can
certain
go up to
observatories could record to a 1 degree Celsius.
Yes.
Do you see temperature, say, in the plains of Rajasthan, in the plains of deeper Haryana, actually go down to -2 or -3 degrees Celsius? Some experts are predicting that.
Yeah, so the places such as Churu, Mount Abu, and parts of southwest Haryana, like Karnal and all, they can record up to -1 to -2 degrees Celsius. And also the parts of Punjab also can see sub-zero temperature. So this is because very cold northwesterly winds will come, and very clear sky conditions. This will lead to a very rapid drop in temperatures. Also, there will be fog conditions. So due to fog, the daytime temperature will also fall. Like today, yesterday, the temperature was 21. Today also around the same range. But because of foggy conditions, the sun will be less visible in the sky. As a result, daytime temperature will also fall by 6 to 7 degrees Celsius in entire Delhi, Haryana and West.
Well, you've literally given me the chills. But thank you, Mr. Singh, for joining us. We've already detailed, it's playing right next to me, ways in which you can actually save yourself from the cold. We don't want to sound alarmist, but multiple experts that we have spoken to, viewers, even right now, as you see, the temperatures are very, very comfortable in Delhi and NCR region. It's poised to get worse. To about 1 degree Celsius, 2 degrees Celsius, it might not come down to 0. We've given you ways how you could insulate yourself. But we end with these visuals. Be warm, try to be indoors, insulate yourself, and try to insulate others by donating warm clothes and blankets. Thank you for joining us. Up next, coverage continues.
Reddy, Constitution is supreme, not the Parliament. If the Parliament commits excesses as happened during the Indira years leading to emergency, it is the job of the judiciary to act. The Keshwanand Bharti case has stood for 4-5 decades now. Why this sudden need to review it?